Hey, I'm Billy Stokes. This is my journey of building our business, but without compromising the relationships with people I love. Follow along while I document my growth. This is all BS. So I want to make this nice and short and give a bit of context as to what's the point in doing this in the first place, and I guess what's the intention. First things first, I personally get a lot of value out of the act of reflecting. I like to journal, but I can spend hours journaling, and I find that my time and my attention is quite stretched nowadays. I'm a father of 4. I've married to my wife for 11 years, and I love the time that we get to spend together, and being really intentional with the time that I spend with my wife and my kids is really valuable to me. So that's the first thing. Second thing is then obviously our business is still growing. So if I'm not being really present with my family and working on the business, then if I'm not being present with them, then I'm working on the business. If I'm not doing that, then I really enjoy reading books, and I want to get fitter and healthier and working on those sort of things too. So that's where I go. I need an avenue where I can reflect easily, effectively, and consistently. So that to me, that's my first intention. My second intention is for my family. So, our kids are young, and when I play our trajectory in our business forward, it seems as though we're on the path to be quite wealthy and successful in the future. And I don't really like the idea of my kids getting to their late teens and their 20s and just thinking that money grows on trees, and maybe we'll never get to that point. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree. Maybe I'm reading this whole trajectory thing wrong. But it's a bit of a hedge. I don't want them to be able to just think that it's just everything's handed out to them. I want to have a catalog and have our journey documented where this is real time. Hey, I don't know where this money's coming from. Man, I've got this problem and this is how we solved it. And actually dealing with it in real time, because I find oftentimes with like books that are reflective or like biographies, is that the struggles are almost a footnote, rather than and not to say my life is a struggle, right? But you know what I mean. Sure, we're going to celebrate the successes, we're going to celebrate the struggles when we get through them, and documenting what that looks like. So that's that. And then the last part is that I think by being intentional, by being authentic and being congruent, and I think that we'll actually create value with our journey, which I think others will benefit from. But the reason I mentioned that last is because that's my last part of the equation. Maybe this will be something bigger than I expect. Maybe not. That's not my intention. My intention is to be able to document the journey for my own growth and my family, and that's really it. And then I think by doing that and by being intentional about how we're going about that journey, I think that others will benefit from it. I know when I reflect on like Startup Podcast, super, super, super valuable at the start of our journey. And so I think that by way of giving back to the broader community, this is part of that, is flipping the lid on what does it look like. We're a small business still. I think the trajectory looks pretty healthy for us scaling into a pretty big business, or at least a medium-sized business, and all the hurdles that come with it. So yeah, that's that. And so this is more or less a dynamic journal. Let's call it that.